Well, a long journey for an American president and patriot came to an end tonight. President George Herbert Walker Bush's casket arriving at the Presidential Library in the Texas A&M campus late this afternoon. Then his family crossed a bridge with his casket for burial this evening in a private ceremony. The president's daughter, Dorothy, in fact, received her father's flag that covered his casket at the graveside family service. But before that casket made it to College Station, it was this rolling procession by rail that gave so many people one last chance to honor the former president. CBS 11's J.D. Miles talks to a few of those in those towns along that route today.
There were cheers when engine 4141 rolled out of Spring on its way through Tomball, where Christie Conley and others wanted to make sure their children got a glimpse of history.
I just went and picked them up from school and told their teachers they're going on a history field trip.
And I felt the need that my daughter needed to be here. She needs to know this. It's important. We need to respect our president. Doesn't matter what side of a political fence you're on.
The sound of the train whistle in Magnolia captured the attention of hundreds lining the tracks, including Bonnie Warchin, who had a special reason to be there.
He signed a proclamation making my mom one of the Yellow Roses of Texas, and it's something we honor so much.
Warchin and thousands of other Texans honored the 41st president on a cold, wet day by standing along 90 miles of railroad tracks between Spring and College Station to watch a custom train transport his casket to its final resting place.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime occurrence. I mean, President Bush is only going to be buried once and only going to come through in a casket once on 4141. So it's quite an honor for us.
The sight of the Bush family surprised many in the crowd who told us afterward they were in awe at what they had witnessed.
Amazing. Amazing. President was here. Magnolia, Texas. God bless America.
In Magnolia, J.D. Miles, CBS 11 News.
How about that? President was here in Magnolia. This, by the way, is just the 8th presidential funeral train in U.S. history. Union Pacific Railroad honored 41 with it back in 2005. That's when they dedicated it to him for a railroad exhibit at his library. And then we end up the way we did today. Jeb Bush, by the way, did share this photo, and this is so good, from on board that funeral train as it approached College Station this afternoon. With the photo, he also thanked all of the service members who honored and watched over his dad in recent days, the former commander-in-chief. It's been a long week, and he wanted to salute them all. And some will have more than memories from today's train ride. They'll have these smashed coins all along that train route. A lot of folks we found were paying tribute to the former president by leaving coins in the tracks for that train to smash those coins as it passed over. Many said that they were planning to keep those coins as family keepsakes. Been a busy week, to say the least, at the former president's final resting place. Our Ken Molestina tonight continues our team coverage now from the campus at Texas A&M. Ken?
Well, Doug, the crowds that gathered here earlier today, they're gone, but the barricades and all the fences that held them back earlier, these are still up. There is a sense that things are getting back to normal here on the A&M campus, but I can tell you earlier today, there was a very somber mood here as that train 4141 came to its final stop, and it provided a lot of reflection for all those who gathered here. Again, train 4141 arriving here to scores of people who gathered to watch. Upon arrival, the casket was lowered off the train and onto an awaiting hearse by a military honor guard. The motorcade then left the train stop area, and it proceeded directly over to the George Bush Library, which is about a mile and a half away. Once at the library, the casket was carried to the burial site, which sits on the rear side of the building. The interment service was a private one only for family members and for close friends. Folks we spoke to described the day's events and the mood here today as a special moment both in U.S. and Aggie history.
And we at Texas A&M are so blessed to have him pick us for his library.
He was clearly loved, and really respected. And I think it's great for us to honor him.
And again, the campus fully reopens tomorrow, as well as the library, and admission is going to be free for visitors to the Bush Library both tomorrow, Friday, and all day Saturday. We're live tonight in College Station. Ken Molestina, CBS 11 News.
Ken, thanks. United States Navy also honored the former naval pilot George H.W. Bush with that rare and that very unique missing man flyover today. There was one lead, and then there were 4 sets of 4 F-18 fighter jets each. They flew over the Bush Presidential Library, followed by one final group then of F-18s, and that one is the one that performed the missing man formation. The sound of freedom right there. The flyover occurred while close friends and family were walking to President Bush's final resting place this evening. Those Navy jets, by the way, did depart from Naval Air Station Joint Reserve Base in Fort Worth this afternoon. And the one jet that ascended upwards that you just saw in the missing man formation, almost as if going to heaven, had a special touch. That jet had the name President George H.W. Bush, you see there, right underneath the pilot's canopy, as well as Barbara Bush's name that was just under the back seater as well.